All right, real quick, it's raining, so I'm gonna try and get these pictures taken before the rain really starts coming down. But I took pictures here 2 years ago when I had the blonde hair, the bleached hair. I wasn't recording at the time, but I took probably one of the hardest pictures, like background wise, in this area. So I'm gonna come and do the same with this fit that I picked out in the last video. We go 0.5 camera so you can get a better look at it. But yeah. So we're gonna place it down here, get pics right there. Got a river down there. Oh yeah. And you know we go gutted back seats with clothes and stuff in the back, and then work clothes in the back, work jackets and whatnot. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're finally gonna get into my fashion grails. I'm gonna be telling you everything that I want, from boots to jackets to jerseys and denim. And my list isn't actually complete, but it's taken me so long to actually think about what I want, and I've been so busy. I'm gonna just give you all the main pieces that I know I want straight off the top. I've got a list. Now, I did write the timer on what minute this segment started at, because I know probably not everybody's here for the vlogs, but I'm trying to build a community. I'm trying to show y'all a little bit of who I am and things that I do. What I did today, I was out taking fit pics. Now, I feel terribly sick, so don't mind my voice. Don't mind me, looking incredibly tired. Stuff's been rough, but I'm gonna keep going. I mean, with that being said, let me know if y'all want a how to take your fit pics video. I will teach you the ins and the outs. You don't have to have no crazy camera. You don't have to have anybody else taking the pictures for you. I understand the game, and I can teach y'all how to do it yourselves. I know it might be easier sometimes to want somebody else to take your pictures, but really, if you're really trying to get into the game and stuff like that, and you don't have that many people around you, like me, I'm not in a big city. I moved out of the city that I knew my whole life pretty much, and where all my friends were. And even when I was up there, I didn't have nobody to take pictures for me. I went and I took pictures for people, but I didn't have nobody to take pictures for me. So I had to learn how to do it on myself. I've been doing it by myself for probably maybe like 3, 4 years. So I understand the game. I took a break for a long minute, but I know how it works. Y'all let me know if you want that video, and I promise you I got you. All right, so let's actually get into the video. Enough of all that yapping. I want to start off with denim. I've got 4 pairs of denim actually that I've been really kind of into and vibing with, and things that I've kind of wanted for a bit, that I'm like, man, I'd love to have these pieces if I had the money for it. Now, the first pair of denim that I want to get into is the Rick Owens bowling cut. And something about the bowling cuts is really just perfect. If you see my boot collection, link in the description, then you know I've got a whole bunch of boots. I've got more boots than I do sneakers. They just sit so perfect on the boot. But first pair of denim, Rick Owens bowling cuts, a Grail. Another pair of denim that we're gonna go with, actually, it's two, but the same brand. So it's gonna be Helmet Lang paint splatter denim. Like I said, maybe it's just because I love vintage clothing, or maybe it's just because I love that dirty, dirty look. Those mud washes, those paint splatters. I really am into that, as you can see with the denim that I'm wearing. Pretty much any Helmet Lang paint splatter denims with a beautiful, beautiful wash, I would love to have those in my collection one day. Next pair of denim, which is actually a ridiculous, ridiculous pair of denim, price wise and just the look of it, is those Undercover 85 denims, like those crazy distressed denims. I seen them on Grail for $8,000, which is a ridiculous price. You got to have mad cheese to spend on stuff like that, or you got to have the 5-finger discount, but you got to be able to get them in your size. I do not commend stealing. And then I feel like the last pair of denim that I've low-key kind of been looking at that have piqued my interest a little bit. I can't tell you why. I don't know why, but I don't know if they're Balenciaga denim, but it's just like some baggy blue jeans with like the Adidas stripes, but I think it's like 4 instead of 3 on the side of the denim. Don't ask me why. They have just kind of stuck out with me. Now let me take a sip of my coffee real quick,
because now we're going to get into boots, and this actually is a little bit of a long list.
but first grail, number one grail that I would want is the Balenciaga steroid boots. Now, I don't support Balenciaga. I don't like Balenciaga for that controversy that they had. I really don't. But again, they have probably the most beautiful pair of chunky boot out there right now. And if I ever could, I would get those. But those are crazy expensive, and I don't think I want to spend 1,400 on a pair of boots for a very controversial brand, in my opinion. But I do love the look of those boots. Same thing with the Balenciaga Strike boot. Very simple combat boot. Actually, I can't even say that they're combat boots because I haven't looked at them in a bit, and I haven't really taken a deeper look other than the fit pics that I've seen people putting them off at. And most of the time it was with baggy denim, so I can't really see the full thing. I'm gonna make sure I look into it, but I have seen the silhouette and it is very nice. Next pair of boot, actually, it could be any colorway. I actually want to go with the Yeezy boots now. I don't actually remember what the silhouette and shape is. Picture on the screen. Actually kind of fumbled because when I was working in construction and I bought those Kyanites instead of the boots, the tan ones that I wanted, I made probably one of the dumbest decisions because I was like, okay, I get paid in a couple of days. The price is not that expensive, but I'm gonna still get these right here, and then I'm gonna get those boots. By the time I went to go get those boots, they had double in price, which was ridiculous. Take a pair of those, and honestly, I wouldn't mind having the combat boots as well. Really beautiful silhouettes, very simple. I'd love to have them in my collection one day. Next one we're gonna go with, let's say the Elites Air Force Ones. I really do like the black and red one. And then going from more expensive down to a lot cheaper of a pair of shoes is actually the Converse Cruise. I was at the mall with me and my girl, and I was just looking around Journeys, just kind of seeing what they had. And I seen this pair of Converse that kind of stuck out to me. I was like, hold on a minute. It caught like the side of my eye. I turn and I look. I picked those up. I was like, hold on, what's these called? I asked the lady at Journeys, I said, hey, what are these called? I need to find my size. I asked her what the biggest size they had so I could try them on. She said it was like a size 6. I can't fit that. That's way too small. That's what she said. Anyways, but she told me what the name of them were, and I just took that information. I searched them up, and I'm actually about to order a pair here soon. But last boot, we're going to go with the Timberland 6-inch boots. I have the wheat colored pair already, but to complete that, I definitely need the black ones. So now I'm left with pretty much 2 columns, and that's going to be jackets and jerseys slash tees. And I'm going to go with the jackets first. And these are going to be pretty quick. There's not too many pieces that I would want. I'd love to own at least 2 Arc'teryx jackets. I need me that arc. Also, I need that arc beanie that everybody has, but I definitely love just a simple windbreaker, black one or a blue one, like a nice dark blue or a nice like teal color. If I could ever find one for a good price and I've got the money for it, I'd love to invest in one. Because to me, those are definitely pieces that you can keep in a lifetime. Same thing with other pieces that you can keep for a lifetime is Carhartt jackets. I'd love at least 2 more Carhartt jackets. But I think for those 2, I definitely want to go for a nice vintage worn in gray or a nice vintage like worn in tealish blue color. Same thing, keeping it simple. I have a black one already, maybe a nice brown one, but other than that, nothing crazy on that. And then for the last jacket slash outerwear, I'd like to have more graphic hoodies that I would wear that are kind of catered more to my style of streetwear. I wouldn't want it to be something that's like too crazy, too colorful. For me, that's not really it. And now we're nearing the end. So let's get into tees slash jerseys. Now, straight off the top, I'm just going to say for tees, I would love more graphic tees, so streetwear tees. I'm not going to pay $70 for no tees. I'll be straight honest with you. But I would like to get more band tees, Deftone tees, just like simple band tees because I never really wore them before. So nothing too specific on here, but wide range. All right, so let's get into our last segment here. We're going to get into the jerseys. As you know, jerseys have been a big part and big staple in my collection, especially this past year. I've really been into the jerseys. We're going to start off with the most basic, most simple, and like the most used jersey probably in the fashion game from anybody, from people who aren't even into football or soccer, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be the 1998 Brazil home jersey. preferably with R9 on the back. Super simple jersey. I feel like summertime or any time of the year, you can never really go wrong with a Brazil jersey. Next jersey I want to go with is actually the 2006 home or away France kit. Now, if I got the home kit, I'd probably either go Thierry Henry or Frank Ribéry. But if it was to be the away kit, it had to be Zidane. Like, there's no way you don't pick Zizou after the headbutt. You just have to. Iconic moment, iconic player, one of the greatest to ever play the game. Next one we're going to go with the 2011/12 season Real Madrid home kit with the GOAT himself, the greatest goal scorer of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. What an iconic season. Probably the most complete season he ever had as a football player. Very dominant. I have really great memories of this season. I was young. I know that I'll never be able to get that time back, but I always love to go back and watch the games from those seasons. For me, I'm kind of stuck on whether I want to get a long sleeve or the short sleeve, but only time will tell. Next two jerseys are actually going to be from the same season. They're going to be the third and away kit. Now, I believe it's the third kit that I would like to get with me and number 7 on the back, so it'd be Melendez number 7. The inspiration for the kit this season was the Santiago Bernabeu, I believe. For the away kit, I'd love to get Vinny Jr. on the back. I just love this purple kit. And then for another jersey that I'd love to have either with my name and number on the back or another player is actually going to be this year's 4th kit, I believe. PSG's 4th kit. Honestly, the only other player for this season that I've seen wear this jersey and just be outstanding is Ousmane Dembele. So I wouldn't mind having his name and number on the back, but probably just going to go with my name and number on the back. Dembele is honestly a close second. He's having a great season. Honestly, would love to see how he closes out the season because it might be his best one yet. For the last jersey before we close out this video is going to be the Portugal away kit from 2016 with the Euro badges and everything. Cristiano Ronaldo on the back. Probably my favorite international tournament that I've ever watched besides the Brazil 2014 World Cup. Everything at this time was just so great. Portugal won their first ever international trophy. And let's be honest, Cristiano Ronaldo carried that team for the majority of the tournament. He carried them for years, and people don't want to acknowledge it, but I guarantee when he retires, people are going to notice the difference. Something about this blue that is just so perfect. It's such a hard jersey to find. Like, it really is very difficult to find for a decent price. They're so limited, and it's just crazy. That's going to be the end of this video. I appreciate y'all watching. Let me know what your favorite girls are. Let me know what you guys are into, what you guys are looking forward to saving up and buying. Save up your money and buy your stuff, bro. Don't spend all your money. Don't put yourself in debt with credit cards. Work hard for this stuff. With that being said, I appreciate your time. I appreciate y'all watching. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.